Hey guys, it's Alan from sweatinguntilhappy.com, and tonight I'm going to do an Ask Alan episode. So if you're wondering what an Ask Alan episode is, it's basically on my blog. There's a form where people can submit their questions and I'll answer them. And it's usually questions about myself, my journey. Sometimes people want advice about what they're going through as far as weight loss or trying to get healthy. And you know, I'm not an expert in health and fitness, but I always try to answer the questions with things that I've been through, and try to give people advice of things that have worked for me and not worked for me. And I hope that, you know, somehow that they get something from it. So every once in a while I get random questions about my personal life or my professional life and other things, and usually I'm happy to answer them as long as there's nothing crazy. So tonight I'm going to be answering a question from one of my friends, Lauren, and you can find her on Twitter at Oatmeal Lauren, and I'm going to link her stuff down below. I know she has a blog, she has an Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. And her question is, Alan, how long have you truly loved working out? I can tell that you love it now, and that makes me happy. It's a good question. So how long have I truly loved working out? I wouldn't say that I ever hated working out. I would say more that at first it really confused me because I didn't know really what I was doing or how to do things. And I would get frustrated when I really wasn't understanding what I was doing and I was just sort of going through the motions. So I really think about a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago, I really, you know, decided to take ownership of it. I started doing like a lot of my own research. I started reading a lot of articles, a lot of magazines, a lot of books, watching a lot of YouTube videos, and just trying to, you know, read up about working out and health and fitness. And the more and more I learned, the more I learned about, you know, proper form while weightlifting, you know, advantages of like low intensity cardio versus high intensity cardio versus HIIT, which is interval high intensity cardio. The more and more I learned about these things, the more and more I started to enjoy it because I didn't feel like I was just going through the motions. You know, when I went to the gym, I didn't feel like I was just walking on the treadmill. I didn't know why I was walking on the treadmill. You know, when I'm working out as far as lifting weights, you know, if I was doing you know, squats, I really started to pay attention to my form. I really started to work on it, and when I did that, I really started to see results, not just in squats, but in all my lifts. When I really started paying attention to form and understanding what I was doing. And one of the biggest things was leaving my ego at the door, which a lot of people struggle with when it comes to weightlifting, because they want to lift heavier weights, but a lot of times you're not necessarily ready to lift the heavier weight because, you know, you don't have the correct form, you don't have the, you know, the correct strength. And you know, and people start throwing weights around because it feels good to lift heavier. I mean, everyone wants to lift heavier, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing. So to answer your question, Lauren, I'd say, like I said, about a year and a half ago. And the reason why I started to really enjoy it was because I actually started to understand what I was doing in the gym, understanding what I was doing, you know, as far as my meal plans and how to, you know, how to cook healthy meals and not feel like I'm always restricted. Also, another big part is I started to find things that work for me and gave me great results. There's nothing more frustrating than doing something and not getting the results you want and not knowing how to adjust it. You know, having a coach, which a lot of you guys know, my coach is Amber the Hammer. On Twitter, you can find him, Amber the Hammer. Website, hammerfitness.com. But, you know, when I started working with him, he really started to guide me down the path of learning everything, so that I could really sustain this for life. So I hope I answered your question, Lauren. Guys, if you have any of your own questions, please feel free to submit them. I'm going to link the form down below. It's just a Google document. Click on it, put your information in, put your question, hit send, and I will eventually get to it. And if you put your information, if you have a blog, if you have a Twitter, if you have a Instagram account, please fill it out on the form so that way I can give you a shout out. But until next time, guys, take care. We'll talk to you soon.